Okay, this is not a review of Joy. It's just that, yeah, we go 1 year later, and we got that. Same facial expression. Yeah. Age of 17. Some movie marketing person decided, yeah, that Joy movie, it'll make people want to watch this other movie. Yeah, no, it won't. Here is, movie posters have always been copying each other. Not to mention that recent DiCaprio one that's terrible with the spy one, where they're in the background in the corner is like minimalist as possible. This is Cal Cat, and I just got back from Edge of 17. I decided to do 2 movies this weekend to catch up with Stone Gremlins. They did not do Moana, I don't think. They might have done Moana today, but they didn't do Moana yesterday or the week before. So I went to see Moana. They went to some other movies. They went to the spy movie and the other one. I did not. I'm probably not going to go to the spy movie. It doesn't look that good. And there was some other horribly rated one they went to, but not going to go to that either. Kitty. Okay, so Edge of 17 is a young adult teen movie. It is essentially a dramedy, a drama with some comedy elements. It's a drama. Know that going in when you go to see this movie. It's been out for a little while, a couple of weeks. It is reminiscent of sort of Clueless, more so than Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There are elements of both, but it's more like Clueless, I think. It's kind of a similar plot. You have the hunky character who the 2 girls, their best friends, want. That's in there. That's different from Fast Times, where the hunky character isn't really wanted by the other chick, just the main one who gets him. So it's a little different. The swimming pool element, yeah, that's a little similar, but to Fast Times. Other than Clueless didn't really have that. But other than that, yeah, there was no abortion scene in this movie. Either of those ones. There was no attempted rape scene. Well, there almost was, but yeah. So they did have that. But the oddest thing of the movie, I thought, was that it essentially, well, it's a Millennial movie trying to do an 80s movie, but that was odd. But the oddest thing is that it is not really rated R. I don't know why this movie has an R rating, except for the fact that they say the F word 4 times in it. If I was rating this movie, there's no boob shot, no gratuitous nudity. There's no crotch shot. It's covered. There's a crotch, but it's covered. It's covered up with a shirt. Yeah, and it's not an erotic scene, so it's kind of sleazy. So when the feel-up scene happens, you're like, ooh, okay, this is... Yeah. You don't see it. You just see the hand going down there. Yeah, and it's like, okay, yeah, there's like a sex scene in it that's simulated between the hot guy and the girlfriend. But you don't see the sex scene. It's from a distance. It's in the next room over. She opens the door and they're on the bed and they're sort of in their underwear. Fast Times at Ridgemont High showed 2 graphic sex scenes in the 1980s, and I think that movie was considered a soft R at the time, 1980. A soft R. Not a hard R, a soft R. It showed breasts, girls. I think it's naked at one point. It shows 2 people making love at a backstop and whatever. And then later on at a pool, they become pregnant. And then there's an abortion scene later that it pretty much is an abortion scene. They goes to the clinic and then she's not pregnant. It's an abortion scene. They don't show it though. It's not like Last American Virgin, where the only nude scene in that movie, similar to this movie actually in a lot of ways, is the nude scene is the girl crying because she's in the clinic. Great, that's the only nude scene in your movie. Your movie doesn't deserve an R rating either. Yeah, Last American Virgin was the antithesis of this movie, though, so that was good. But the Last American Virgin was another more of a late 80s snarky callback to those other movies. Saying like, oh, this is stupid, ha ha, we're gonna make it all dark and depressing, and the hero doesn't win at the end, isn't that great? Like, no, we want the hero to win, that's the whole point. So yeah, the hero doesn't get the girl, and that gets away. So on with Edge of 17, which I put a little backstory in there because the movie is calling back to the days of the other movies. You could almost say that the lead character's mother in this is the chick from Clueless, not necessarily the chick from Fast Times. The chick from Fast Times is married to Woody Harrelson's character. But yes, no, she's not. But no, it's not. It's not a sequel. It's somebody else. I think it helps. I think it was a movie producer, lady producer, director, so it was a little more like Clueless and Fast Times for a lady. Last American Virgin was a guy, and he was being all snarky and annoyed at stuff like John Hughes and stuff. But yeah, a little bit. This movie reminds me of Some Kind of Wonderful a little bit, some kind of idea. It also reminds. That's another one from the 80s. Also, depressed, angsty girl thing. Also, St. Elmo's Fire in a lot of ways. Some of the classic Hughes movies. And that other guy. It definitely calls back to the 80s. And it makes sense that she would know some 80s songs because clearly her mother looks like Goldie Hawn, so she probably taught her all the stuff. I don't know who the actors were, and it was filmed in, except for Woody Harrelson, it was filmed in Canada. And I could look up all of that stuff, but I bothered. Yeah, so was this movie an Oscar contender, whereas some of those other ones weren't? Yes, it is an Oscar contender. It should get the at least actress for the girl playing the lead. It probably won't. Oscars will probably ignore it. It's a November movie. It's not, if it had been released in December, maybe they might have noticed it. Yeah, it's an Oscar contender movie. It's that good. Moana was that good, but for animated. This one is about a girl and her friend that are high schoolers, are about 17 years old. The friend drives her around because she doesn't have a license. Sounds like Cat and Mark's Cards back in the day. So they have this thing going, and the brother turns out to be hunky. The brother of the main character is a hunk. He's like hot. That is distracting in the movie, not because he's hot, but like Stone Gremlins and some other reviewers pointed out, he's too damn old. He looks like he's 34. He's playing a teenager. He's like, come on. Okay, you can get away with that with a little Tyler Lautner action. A little Tyler Lautner action or something. Or a little, they've been doing that in Hollywood for years. 26-year-old Luke Perry or 23-year-old Karate Kid. But it's like in this case, no, he really, really does not look like a teenager. He looks like a ripped adult dude, well over 25. I don't know if he is, but he looked it. And it's like, come on. He's old enough to be the dad. But yeah. Yeah, if he was 35, he could be the dad, actually. But no, I don't think the actor is. He just really, really looks like over 30 and ripped. And it's ridiculous. It's like, okay, yeah, if the teenage girl was that shallow enough to like screw her best friend's brother, then, well, okay, that never happens. But in the movies, it does. But yeah, I guess it could happen in real life somewhere if you're shallow enough. But yeah, and he's willing enough. It's like, isn't he like a year older than her? Isn't he technically jailbait then if he does that? Would the mother kind of object if he's like 18 and she's not? They didn't really point out how old they specifically were, so I guess if they were both 18, it wasn't technically. She kind of was. But yeah, in the 80s, they didn't care about that. And there's also this other hunky guy that works at the pet store that the chick wants to do it with, and at one point, spoilers, it doesn't work out. They don't end up doing it. It didn't end like Last American Virgin, and it certainly didn't end like Fast Times either, because they didn't end up together at the end. But well, she ends up with the hero because that's the way Fast Times ended, and that's the way this should end. That's the way St. Elmo's Fire kind of ended. Breakfast Club ended very similar to the ending of the Breakfast Club. Princess Chick is the guy. The hero. The hero is the Asian kid who's made a film school movie. And made the movie in honor of her, I guess. Well, sort of, kind of. There's a joke at the end about that. But yeah, for the most part, it's a drama. It's a good drama. It's a good teen drama, young adult drama, and it has no reason for being R. I think if they took out one FU, it would be PG-13. It really is not an R-rated movie. It's an adult movie for young adults, but it's not. No. Yeah, so don't shy away from it. Yeah, I think those over 13 can see it if they're slightly mature enough. They can see it. It's not. No, there's no graphic sex at all. There isn't any. I don't know if there's an uncut version of this, but it's done very tastefully. Even the part where the chick writes the horny text message and accidentally makes the hot guy from the hot rebel guy think that he wants to do it, and then that doesn't work out. I don't want to give it away because that's one of the most messed up scenes in the movie. But it's like, and thinking the whole time, I was like, okay, like, doesn't he know that? So there's this text message thing, right? And it, like, saying, I essentially want to do it with you. I want to get it on, or whatever. It's like, well, first of all, she should think immediately, okay, there's got to be a setup here, because even in high school, I would have thought that was a setup. In the 80s, I would have been all, okay, they're pulling a prank. It's a prank. It's got to be, because how the hell did she get my number, and why is she doing this? It's like, yeah, it's a prank. So he shouldn't have been for it. He should have been like, okay, where's the angle? Where's the catch? That's it. And as soon as she started getting all crazy bug house shit, get out of the car. You're not going to make out with him. Goodbye. So long. If he was that shallow, he would have, or that, maybe he's not very bright. Maybe that was the thing. He wasn't like John Bender. Now, if John Bender from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the great classic actor from that movie, he would have told her to get lost, like, immediately. He would have like, okay, I can tell that you're a basket case. I'm not going to do you. Get out. I'm going to go find somebody else. You're the Ali Sheedy character. See, you're crazy. From the movie, yeah, Judd Nelson. Judd Nelson would say, you're not the Molly Ringwald character who I get with to the end of the movie. You're the Ali Sheedy character. You're the crazy one that's in the corner going like, with the hair and all that. It's like, okay, you get out. Yeah, I'm not gonna do you. Sorry. That's what he would have said. So, yeah, it's not. There are funny scenes in it, but it's not a comedy. It's a drama. Some funny elements. A dramedy. Yeah, so I recommend it as an Oscar movie, as a contender. I recommend it as a Edge of 17. It's far better than the movies. It's some of the movies it emulated, but it's Clueless is still fun on its own merits, and Fast Times as well. Fast Times is an interesting case because it is also a dramedy. There are comedy elements in it, but it has some moments that are freaking dramatic, man. Like heavy and shit. Like that scene where the brother rescues her and shit. That was heavy. But yeah, and there was a scene like that in here too. but yeah. Yeah, that was heavy, man. But Sean Penn was in that one years ago. But it would have been funny if he was in this one. Nah, that wouldn't have worked. Woody Harrelson was fine playing Sean Penn's character. But yeah, Or was he playing Cal Cat? That'd be funny. That'd be weird. No, it's a Canadian film. I don't know anything about it. But, yeah. So, early on in the movie, the main character's father dies of a heart attack, apparently. And then you go on to the future, and the two friends meet and stuff. And they form this friendship, of which gets sullied because they screw around at a party, and the brother ends up, the main character, who's like the Ali Sheedy character, kind of a basket case, she hooks up with, she doesn't hook up at all, and her brother, who's the hot hunky guy, who's the Judd Reinhold character from Past Times, he hooks up with the the girl from the pool, which doesn't make sense. But in this one, it is what it does. That's the friend. So yeah, so there's all these elements that are like a John Hughes movie, or like an Amy Schumer movie. But yeah, not Amy Schumer. Schumacher, something like that. One of those. But yeah, so yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. Yeah, a millennials version of 17. If Cal Cat was directing a movie like this, I would have set it in the 80s, because then it would have been more punchy. Of course, that text message scene wouldn't have happened, but I think it would have worked better. They probably wanted to, but they just couldn't get around that. You know, they did point out that the millennials were tended to be over-obsessed with their texting machines and stuff. But I don't think a millennial would actually say that they were... That was kind of weird. It would be like addressing their foibles. At times, she was acting a little like a college student, but for the most part, she looked the part and did the part right. And it was definitely a good acting job. The dramatic moments are similar to those in Juno, in movies like that, which the Oscar people liked as well. They liked Juno. The conservatives didn't like Juno because it was a teenager that was pregnant. The conservatives didn't get it, the hyper-conservatives, that the movie was about how that sucks, not about how it's good. In that movie, there was a teenage pregnancy. In this one, not the case. No, there's no pregnancy in it. In fact, they don't kind of ignore the sex angle altogether, which is why is it R? It's not R. They said the F word 4 times. PG-13. This movie is not violent, really. I mean, there's a few slaps and hits and stuff, but it's not violent. It's kind of just a teen dramedy thing, yeah, on a par with some of the classics. So that's nothing to do with Mortal Kombat. What were the other previews? Oh yes, oh god, there was a preview in there for 50 Shades Darker. 50 Shades of Grey 2 is coming out for Valentine's Day, around the time Karma comes out. Coincidence, I know, yes. But we kept saying that for 3 years. It's going to come out. But now 50 Shades Darker, 50 Shades of Grey 2. I was in an audience full of, well, not full of, there wasn't very many people in the theater. It was on, this is Saturday after Black Friday. And I was probably one of the 2 or 3 only guys, mainly ladies in there. And they were disgusted that it was a 50 Shades of Grey trailer. Because they were younger ladies. They were like maybe high schoolers or something. And they were like, really? One of them sighed, like a long sigh. And another one said, yeah, my mother likes these kind of movies. I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. No, it's gonna suck. It looks like it's gonna suck. Of course it's gonna suck. Actually, some Gremlins people didn't like 50 Shades of Black. I thought it was hilarious. That was good. I won't own it, because, you know, what's the point of owning a Wayne's comedy? But it is a funny movie. Kino is also a funny movie. It was trying very hard to be a Judd Apatow thing. But yeah, so, Kino, down, cat. So yes, I don't own Kino. Yeah, I probably won't get the Oscar because it's just not, I mean, it made all its money already, probably. But that actress is from some current TV show, so I think the people that are going to see it are people that are fans of the actress. I just don't know. Also, I've heard rumor that they're making a Mortal Kombat movie again, another remake. Okay, it has to be hard R. In the case of Mortal Kombat, it needs to be hard R because they need to show the Mortal Kombat. They need the delivery. That game is ultra-violent. They need to show Sub-Zero freezing people, breaking them apart. They need to show Scorpion ripping out skulls. It needs to be violent. So okay, the 2 male leads are actually born around 92, which would make them about 25, 26. So they're not 30, but that one guy certainly looked it. But the director is Kelly Freeman Craig, and she also wrote it. There was a novel that this is based on, and teenage girls are apparently annoyed at the movie for being too on point. Interestingly, so yeah, then we have and that message is in the movie. So there you go. We know Woody Harrelson's 50s. Hallie Steinfeld plays, not Seinfeld, Steinfeld plays the girl. So the director and the girl, the Oscar nod for the movie, and writer, and possibly adapted screenplay is what this movie will probably get instead of the other stuff. But it should get. Can't think of any other drama pictures except maybe Sully that would deserve. Give it a Best Picture nod too. Why not? See whether it wins. You know, there's no other drama. I mean, except for those other documentary pieces that came out. This is just as good as they are, even if it's fictionalized. Here we have Haley Steinfeld. She was in Pitch Perfect 2. This movie is being compared to Easy A, but Easy A was a comedy, so this is not a comedy. It's a drama with some funny elements in it. It's not really a comparison, except that I guess she helped write it. Not the girl, but the lady. She's 19, so cool. So she was actually closer to the age of the other people we're supposed to be in the story. It looks like. She was in a bunch of stuff, so it makes sense. You go on the IMDb and look that up if you want to. I'm not going to bother. I am looking at it now, but I'm not going to put it on the screen. Anyways, the Oscar contender, Edge of 17. Yep. Along with Moana and Sully and Deepwater Horizon and a number of other movies. I don't think Michael Bay's version of Benghazi deserves to be an Oscar movie. Hopefully that won't be. I think they can ignore that. Zootopia should be an Oscar nod. Definitely. Zootopia. Captain America Civil War is not going to get an Oscar. Come on. This girl was in True Grit, the remake. And she was in Ender's Game. Pitch Perfect 2. Yeah. So she's been around a little bit. So, not around in around movies. Yeah. No connection to Juno. Yeah.